Hi, my name is Matt. Welcome to Unbearable 73. It's time to reveal to some extent what Tolkien means to me. I'm not going to make this a 30-minute dirge or a sob story. It comes down to one thing and a quote from J.R.R. Tolkien's Of Bear No Luthien Express It, though that quote expresses other things. It's just one particular thing rang out to me when I read this quote, maybe when I was 7 years old for the first time. So this is the opening sentence, and it's probably the greatest one ever constructed in the English language, and it's on your screen there, right above the title of the video. Among the tales of sorrow and of ruin that come down to us from the darkness of those days, there are yet some in which amid weeping there is joy, and under the shadow of death light that endures. A lot of meaning is contained in that sentence, and for a kid who had the issues I did, the main one that I glommed onto was that there's always hope no matter how dark it was. I had what you would call a troubled childhood. Again, not to belabor the point, but the events of the first 10 and 15 years of my life have caused me physical and mental health issues that I deal with even as I approach 50. During one of those events, certain adults used to lock me up in a particular room as punishment. One of those times when I was 4, I noticed a bookshelf about 6 feet up on the wall with some very dust-covered books. The shelf had several books on it. The first one I pulled down by sheer chance was The Fellowship of the Ring. I read the whole Lord of the Rings 3 times inside that first month. Then I found The Hobbit and began reading them over and over again. Of course, there were some other books on that shelf, like Dune, War of the Worlds, The Time Machine, The Wind's 12 Quarters, maybe 3 or 4 more that I'm not remembering offhand. And maybe if I read Dune first, my life would have been a little different, While there are lessons of strength to be gained from Dune, the works of Tolkien, both The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, which I found early, gave me a better base. I slept with The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit for probably the next 7 or 8 years. I read them over and over again. Probably before I was 10 years old, I had probably read both of those books close to 100 times. And now, it's slowed down a bit, but, I don't read them 4 or 5 times a year anymore. So I read The Lord of the Rings over 150 times before I stopped counting, which in my teen years I stopped counting that. And Hobbit well over 100 times before I stopped counting in my teen years. And those books, when I was a kid, the reason I'd sleep with them, when I was going to bed upset or from what happened during the day or whatever, they'd put my mind someplace happier or in an adventure setting or something that would just get me capable of dealing with it. Basically, whenever I was troubled or assaulted or ignored or whatever, Tolkien's works were the gateway into something that kept me somewhat sane. So, as I said, I'm not going to belabor this. Tolkien's works are great works of literature, of English culture, and have intrinsic value. But to a little boy who needed an escape that provided hope, a firm moral lesson, a gateway to reading, an expansion of the mind, a protection of my soul, if you want to call it that, that's what those books meant. On the anniversary of Professor Tolkien's death, I thank him for giving his creation to the world, a gift that has given not only me, but hundreds of millions of others a treasure. Comment down below if you have any questions for me or about this video. Please share your thoughts. Share this video if you enjoyed it. Like if you like. Dislike if you dislike. Subscribe if you want to hear more from me. My name is Matt. This has been Unbearable 73. Have a nice day, and I am out of here.